Hey Scorpio, Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. This is going to be your reading for the month of September. So I'm just going to lay out your cards here as I talk a little bit about the energy that I was feeling as I was sitting with your energy. So I immediately heard a thorough rinse. A thorough rinse. That's what I heard before I got any kind of image. And then, of course, from there, the images that came were like sort of a tough scrub. I was getting a tough scrub. I was also getting ringing, like lots of ringing images. Definitely sponge, but also then it was like your body, like I saw your body in a shower or a waterfall or something, but more like household, like more like a, wow, okay, this is really interesting. I'm not gonna, oh, sorry. Just trying to listen at the same time as talk to you. All right, I'll keep talking in 1 second. We just need one more card for Scorpio, please. Okay, so I was getting this image of the ringing, the rinsing, water flowing through and thoroughly cleansing, rinsing something out. Wringing something out, specifically of you. Like I was getting images of you scrubbing your environment, but also there's an internal rinse of the water like flowing all the way through your body and rinsing you through. So very interesting. Okay, we've got a pretty, I already can feel this is a pretty unique message coming through. Just give me a minute to feel this. Okay. All right. Scorpio, this is you. All right. This is you. This is where you have been. Four of Pentacles, Hermit. Bare bones. A structure that is very bare. It's like all you have are these 4 coins. And they're just enough for you, basically. I'm getting the image of having just moved into a house and only having the bare minimum. And then it's like a year later, you still only have the bare minimum. You know, like a year later, you still only have that like fold up chair and a coffee table. Because it's that tight. And here's the Hermit. So these are very, I always get like very solo energy with this 4 of coins in this deck. This is energy of like being in a house alone with barely enough for yourself. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my little block. And then it's interesting. We've got incoming. I'm just going to show you this whole row right down the middle. This reading is very strange because I wish I could show you what I see. But what I see here is like these top two cards are you, where you are, where you have been, and then it's like something drops right down the middle, and then there's these other like sort of tertiary like periphery cards that are sort of informing what this is, but really it's about this like T-square. So the Page of Swords is coming in, and so is the Ace. Oh, can you see this? I'm trying to work with the light. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's better over here. Page of Swords comes in and drops something down, and look, it kicks up some dust in your world. In your world, which is very much alone feeling, solo feeling, bare minimum feeling. Something's coming in and kicking up the dust, and something's coming in. The revelation. I've sometimes been hearing this card as a revelation between two spirits, and that's what I'm feeling for you very strongly. What's coming, the incoming is some sort of bit of information that's dropping, some communication that's dropping, that is a revelation or sets off kicks up the dust and creates this revelation between two spirits. Sparks flying. Oh, I'm getting this really interesting image. I'll get to the Nine of Cups, but I'm getting this really interesting image here of this sandstorm, the winds picking up, winds of change, things starting to pick up in the environment, and the winds are blowing, and these birds, this is the zoomed out perspective, and this is the zoomed in perspective. This Ace of Swords is actually what's happening in there. This is like spirit, some higher revelation coming in and dropping some stuff, making some moves, bringing in some truth. And then there in the eye of the storm, or right in the storm, frankly, actually maybe in the eye, are these two birds doing this dance, and the winds are blowing their feathers off. But they're doing this dance in midair. And it's this revelation between two spirits. And it's bringing you your desires, and it's bringing you abundance, and it's bringing you, it's like, look at the difference, Scorpio. From the Four of Coins here, bare bones, bare minimum, holding on to every last bit of what you got just to keep yourself like safe, sane, and protected and sort of supported here in some sort of structure, however bare bones it is, to riches, abundance, more food than you can possibly handle, you know? Look at the difference. And here you're like there's like a very pale sort of bleached energy, and here is just full color. Practically just flushed highlighter pink. And then, weirdly, in this reading, we've got Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Three of Cups. I know. What? Now listen, for some of you, maybe those are major players in your life that you're like, oh yeah, that's the Pisces, that's the Sag, that's the Gemini. Or maybe these are elements of your chart if you are someone that is capable of interpreting your chart. maybe like Pisces, Sag, and Gemini are some areas for you to look into here in September. But let's talk about these energies, and then I'm actually just going to pull more cards. So Pisces energy is, it is creativity, it's flow, it is, hold on. You want to see this? Ooh. Do you see the two fish? Do you see these two fish kind of like dancing with each other? I just saw 1212 people. Look at that. Two birds, two fish. What's going on, Scorpio? You know, this is like, we are in Virgo season, so I will say this could have to do with your career, like a creative partnership. That's some information comes in, kicks up the dust, and there's like these creative sparks, revelation between two spirits, that brings you like abundance and wishes and all of these desires of your heart. But this could also be a deep, profound connection with another being. Because Pisces is that like deep soul connection. We're talking about Neptune here. The soul. Where souls connect in the intangible realm. Sagittarius, high-minded, thinking higher, seeking higher soul connections. Gemini. Again, there is another like image of two beings. Hold on, I'm being told something. Yeah. Sorry, there's a lot. Gemini is there's such dualism, and so I just got like a lot of conflicting messages to hold all at once, which is just such a Gemini thing, and I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so what I'm getting with this specific image, first of all, you need to see the two butterflies. If you cannot see them, please see them. So in all of these cards, two birds, two fish, two butterflies. Somebody is two in this stuff, okay? 1444 is what I just saw. Structure, new framework. Butterflies coming together over a separation, because the image that I got of the legs, these legs over here, is that they're being like pulled apart like this. Can you see that? They're going in two different directions, and then even with the skeleton hands down there, it's like something is dead, and so they're going in two different directions. And yet the butterflies are actually moving towards one another. This butterfly is moving up. This butterfly is moving this way. Everything else in the card is opposing. I know that's confusing, but I think it's because that is sort of what's happening. And there's this interesting energy here too with the Page of Swords, where it's like, dust is getting kicked up. I mean, that's a tornado. That's a sandstorm that we are looking at here. 1555. 5. Change. Transition. Right? So we're looking at this. We're looking at like dust being kicked up and chaos around, and yet something very intrinsic and zoomed in happening at the same time. We're getting in the larger picture, it's dust kicked up, winds strong, change whirling, but then we're also getting this picture of this very zoomed in thing between two souls also happening. Wow. I think that was the message with those cards, which is really funny. I was trying to take those energies a little more literal, but I think it was really just for the imagery. And then the last card here we have is the Three of Cups. When it first came out, I thought new community. There's a dynamic, it's like, again, it's this dualistic thing. And the Three of Cups can be kind of a dualistic card. There's again, something that's separating, something that is like, and something else that's coming together. So it's sort of like there's a community or a family or a friend group or something like that, some sort of relationships that are separating, and then another sort of relationship that's also coming together at the same time. Literally at the same time. Scorpio. Let's get you a liminal space. A postcard from the liminal space for Scorpio for the month of September. Seems like huge change. Just remember that Four of Coins to the Nine of Cups. This is a big leap, my hermit friend. Coming out. You're coming out of the hermit mode here. And you're coming into union, into community. I just saw a Mother Earth card in this deck. Okay. Okay. Oh. Close the portal. It just started raining. There is a portal closing, but when it does, another is opening. This is really, really deep, Scorpio. I guess I'll read this. Extinguish the flame, close the circle, put away the cards. Even an undesirable outcome is preferable to remaining in suspended animation. Continuing to leave matters unresolved will result in energy leaks. Set a boundary. I'm telling you, something is closing. That might be a specific message for you. If that's really resonating with you, then that message is for you to set a boundary. But that won't be for everyone. So don't force it if that's not obviously for you. But I think this is just really telling me that something is coming to a close. I'm getting an image of the World card. You know that card? Let's bring it out. The World card in this deck is represented through a nebula, but in almost any deck, the World, traditionally, the World card is depicted as some sort of circle, some sort of portal, there's like a ring. There's a ring. I did see the sun in your pre-shuffle, which is also a circle, a portal. Here it is. And so that circular energy in the world card, the world is the biggest ending in the tarot. If you want to talk about close the portal, it's a big ending. It is the end and the beginning. It is the end and the beginning. You close one portal and another can open. And so the image that this is the world card, this is the nebula. And the image that I'm getting is actually this circle closing. So that something else can begin. It's a massive end of a cycle. A cycle that looks like for you has been mainly this energy. They're even the similar color palette, where nothing else in this spread is that color palette, because I think your life is not going to look like this anymore. That portal is closing. It's a good thing. Wow. Scorpio. All right. So thank you so much for watching, for listening, for tuning in. If this is resonating with you, click that like button, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate if you do that. It really helps me out. Helps us surf the Instagram wave, or Instagram, all these things, YouTube algorithm. And if this work is really resonating with you and you want to dive deeper into how this is resonating in your specific life, your specific situation, the link is below to go to my website to book a personal reading with me. You can also check me out on Instagram and Patreon, where I'm putting out lots of content regarding planetary transits and the collective energies that are at play. Patreon is also a chance for you to work with me more one-on-one. So if that all sounds interesting to you, go check out those other things. But Scorpio, thank you so much for tuning in here. I'm going to check in with you throughout the month of September, see how this process is going. But until then, take care.